everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I actually just went shopping at Ulta and I bought a bunch of Morphe items, and I already have some Morphe items, so I'm going to do a full face of Morphe today, but I don't have all products for Morphe. I don't have the concealer and I don't have foundation or powder or primer. So I'm going to be using everything else. So like I just bought a new highlighter, some blushes, some bronzer, lip gloss, even an eye primer. And then I got, for lashes, I got Mykonos lashes, which aren't Morphe, but they are very beautiful lily lashes. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so for the first step, I didn't get a primer, as I told you. I'm sorry about that. But I'm going to use the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea primer, and I'm just going to spritz it all over my face. Oh. And like I told you in my last video, this looks horrible. Like I told you in my last video, or maybe it was 2 videos ago. Like I told you in 2 videos ago, I have a defective bottle. So it squirts out weird. So I just have to buff it in. So I'm gonna buff it in with this brush because of my fail of a bottle. So for the next step, I'm going to be using foundation. For these first few steps, I don't have the Morphe stuff, but I'm going to be using my Ride or Dies. So I'm going to be going in with the Fenty Beauty Foundation in shade 120, and I'm going to be using the Morphe M439. And I'm just going to pump it on there, and I'm just going to buff it in and blend. I'm going to be using this handheld mirror, like I always do. Took my hair behind my ears with my annoying growing bangs, and just get to buffing. So as you guys know, I like to dot it all around my face, and then I buff it in because I like to make sure I have an even distribution across my face. I even buff it a little bit on my neck just to make sure I have a good color match and I don't have a neck that doesn't match with my face. So, how are you guys doing? Leave me some comments, please. I really do love constructive criticism, so please leave comments. Tell me what you want me to improve. Tell me what you want to see from me. DM me on Instagram. Tell me what you want to see, because I will do it. Ooh, hit the mirror. So, I'm glad you guys enjoyed my Chipotle vlog. Also, I got a lot of compliments on that, so thank you very much. Yeah, I'll be doing a lot more videos like that because you guys enjoyed it, so. Okay, so now that that's all blended in, I'm going to be going in with concealer. So I have 2 of my favorite concealers here. I have Tarte Shape Tape, and then I have Fenty Beauty. And honestly, I really liked Fenty, so I'm going to be using Fenty today. So I'm going to really try to get an intense highlighted look. So I'm going to make a big triangle on the top of my forehead. And then on my chin, my nose, oh, there's a hair. There we go. On my nose right here, and then I'm gonna dip back in, and I'm going to do it under my eyes. Also, for those of you wondering, because I do like when beauty gurus talk about the doe foot on any product that has a doe foot, like a lip gloss or a concealer. This one's flat. I do like the Tarte Shape Tape. They have a really it's a huge doe foot, like as you can see the difference. But those don't typically bug me, but I do like when people talk about them, because especially for lipstick, it totally affects the way you put it on. It might make it easier, it might make it harder. Like this, I would say it doesn't bug me, but it is more flimsy than others that I have used because it's so thin. So it's like bendy a little bit, but nothing to like worry about. Like it's not gonna break. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna put this on, and then we're going to buff her in. We're gonna buff it in with my Morphe Beauty Sponge. So first Morphe product, with my Morphe Beauty Sponge, my Ride or Die, but like always, I forgot to wet it. So I'll be right back. So now that I'm back and my sponge is wet and ready, I'm going to buff in this concealer. So first, I like to buff in the chin. And as you can see, that gave me a very highlighted effect compared to the rest of my face with the foundation. That is what I want. That is what I'm aiming for today. And then I buff in the nose. and the forehead. This is a very good concealer, guys. Like, don't sleep on it. Like, so good. I got it for my 19th birthday. It's so good, guys. So good. So now I'm gonna buff out my under eye. And I do put it, I bring it from the under eye, I bring it up to the upper lid. Gives me a very highlighted effect. And then I do the other under eye. What I really like about this concealer is that it's very movable. It doesn't oxidize too fast, which is great because once a concealer oxidizes, it's pretty much impossible to move it. So I hate when they oxidize really fast. That's something about the Tarte Shape Tape that I don't like. So I'm really happy that this one doesn't do that. Now that I'm all buffed in, I'm going to be moving on to powder. I don't have a Morphe powder, but I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier translucent powder. And then this should be the last non-Morphe product. There might be a few more along the way that I don't have a Morphe, but that's okay. So I'm going to be taking the M438. Whoa. I'm going to be taking the M438. I'm going to be dumping a little bit of this translucent powder into the cap. Just makes it easier for me. And I'm going to be taking that and going straight on my under eye to really set that and make sure no creases happen. I'm going to do up here where I crease. And then I'm also going to add a little more. And I'm going to go on my nose because I crease on my nose a lot. After I do the places I crease the most, like my smile lines and my nose and my under eye for sure and my forehead a little bit, I just take a bigger brush, dump a little more, and I take any brush really, but I'm gonna take this one today. I'm gonna take, oh, this is an old Morphe brush. It actually doesn't have a number, but it's just a big fluffy brush. You can use any type of brush, like you can use this huge brush. This is the Morphe E41. You can use a smaller brush, like this one, or actually I wouldn't use this one because it's a little more dense, so I would not actually. You can use this one that I used to buff in my primer today. It's a Sephora brush, just any fluffy brush. So I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna tap it off, and I'm gonna put it all the places that I didn't just bake. Even on my neck. So now that I'm all powdered up, I'm going to be moving on to bronzer, which I did just get a new bronzer. I haven't opened anything yet. So this is the Bronzer from Morphe. This is in the shade. This is in the shade Vlogger. So it came with two sides. One is like a shimmer and one is just a regular bronzer. So let's open her up. Also, the packaging feels really nice. All of Morphe's packaging is really nice. So this has two sides. It has a matte bronzer and then a shimmery, like sheen bronzer. I don't really like to use those. You can use them if you want. I don't really like to. So I'm gonna be going into the matte side with a M437. Tapping in. I don't know how pigmented it's gonna be, so trust me, start small. So I'm just gonna be taking it and I'm going to be buffing it in on the side from the top of my ear down. Just circular motions, but focus it in this spot. Okay, I really like this color. And then you can add a little more if you want a little more. I personally do, so. And then I'm gonna go in with the other side. Less is always more. This bronzer is really creamy. I really like it. I actually know. I like it better than the Anastasia Beverly Hills Saddle. And as you can see, this was my ride or die. And I like it better. I think it's smoother. I think the color fits me nicely. Yeah, I'm gonna be using this a lot. So I'm gonna take it onto my forehead. And a tip for the forehead is to really get it in your hairline, because it really gives the illusion that you have a smaller forehead. You can skip this step, but I feel like I have a large forehead, so I never skip this step. But yeah. See, like, I'm missing hair there. Just like buff it in. Hide your secrets. Thank you to everyone who subscribed to my channel. Please tell your friends. Would love that if you did. Okay, so now I'm going to bake. So I'm going to be going in with that same translucent powder, MORPHE Mercier, into the cap. And I'm going to be taking my wet beauty sponge and I'm going to bake. You guys have seen me do this in every single video. I'm just going to do it again. So I'm going to take it from right here, about the side, right in the middle of my ear, and then down. And then I'm going to be doing the exact same thing to the other side. And then you want to check and see if they're even, which mine are totally not. That's totally fine. Just make them even. So this one's like a little further up and a little more slanted, and that's perfectly fine. Just fix it. So that's pretty even. And you want to put a lot. If you're wanting what I'm trying to achieve, which is like a sharp contour, I highly suggest you bake, and I highly suggest you do it for a long time, like I do. And I suggest you put a lot of powder because it's really going to make a difference, trust me. So now I'm going to also take that same powder and I'm actually going to bake my nose and a little bit on my under eye. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go onto my nose, just the surrounding areas of my nose, just to make sure that nothing moves, especially because I have a bad runny nose lately, so I don't want that moving if I have to blow my nose. And I'm going to do it under my eyes a little bit, so I'm just going to take it just directly on my under eye. And my forehead, because my forehead moves. Okay, there we go. I'm also going to just buff it in a little bit up here. Okay, so now that I've baked, I'm going to be moving on to eyeshadow. So I'm going to be moving on to eyeshadow. I do have some Morphe palettes. So I have Morphe collab palettes, but I also do have straight Morphe palettes, so I'm going to be using the Morphe palette. I'm going to be using today the Morphe 35O palette. I love this palette. You can probably tell from previous videos, I love orange colors. I love neutral tones like this. Like yes, love it. So I'm going to be going in with this palette today. I'm going to be going for a smoky look today. So I'll probably be using more of these shadows down here, but you can make so many looks with this palette. I love it. But first, before I start putting on the colors on my eye, I do have a new eye primer that I just bought. I've never tried. So this is the Morphe Eyelid Primer Base, and this is in translucent. I'm going to apply it to this packer brush and then apply it straight to my eye. So I'm going to take it, just put a little dollop. There we go. And I'm just going to pack this all over my eye, my entire space. So I'm going to take it right here, just pack it. So now that it's on there, I'm actually going to be taking a beauty blender because it's kind of streaky. And I'm going, it's really streaky. So I'm going to be taking this beauty blender and I'm just going to buff it in. I just finished applying this. I do not like this eye primer. It's very patchy. It might be user error because I don't use eye primers a lot, so don't take my word, but the beauty sponge just made it patchy. It instantly dried. It has a very bubbly consistency, and I don't like it. I don't like it. But we're going to make it work today. So I'm going to take the exact same thing, even though I honestly won't use this again. I am taking it and I'm going to do the other eye. See, I think this one was user error because this one looks much, much better. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually add a little more over here. Okay, so it took me about 10 minutes, but I finally got the eye primer to a point where I can work with it. I wouldn't normally set an eye primer, but I'm going to set this one because to be honest, I don't trust this one. So I'm going to set it. So at this point, I'm going to wipe away the translucent powder from my under eye and on top of my lid. Okay, so now I'm going to be going in with the Morphe 35O palette and I am going to do smoky eye. So I'm going to be taking the Morphe M513 brush and I'm going to be going in, I don't know the shade names on this palette. I don't even know if Morphe's palettes have shade names. Anyway, So I'm going to be going in with these two beige colors right here. I'm just going to dip into both of them, pop off the excess, and I'm just going to go straight into the crease, all around, not just the edge of my eye, all around. Okay, so I'm still taking those colors, just making sure they're completely blended out. I take circular motions. I don't do back and forth motions. I take circular motions, especially because this is a transition color and you don't want it like a sharp color, you want it like a background color. So I got a little fallout, so I'm just gonna wipe that away because it's just not doing it for me. Don't want it. So I'm going to be going in with a deeper color now in my crease, and I'm going to be taking the M433, which is a more tapered, thinner brush rather than the brush I was just using, which is more fluffy. And this one, you guys get what I'm saying. This one's more fluffy and circular, better for buffing, and this one's better for really getting in the crease. I'm going to be going in with this color. It's a little bit deeper than the two that I was buffing in with. And I'm going to take it right into my crease. So what I'm going to do is close my eye and then open it where the crease is, right there, and go all along that. Now this one I don't really do circular motions until I have pretty much nothing left on my brush. See how that deepened it based off this eye? It's a lot deeper. And there you go. So you just want to really deepen it. There we go. Like a chocolatey brown color. So I'm going to be doing the other eye now. Then I'm going to be taking that exact same brush and I'm going to be going in with an even darker color, and I'm going to be taking this color. I'm going to be taking this brown color right here, and I'm going to just deepen up my crease with it. So same process as I just did, just with a darker color. As much as this eye primer was really annoying to get on, I can totally tell the difference within my eyeshadow, but I still don't think I would recommend it just because it was so annoying to get on, and it was just frustrating. Like, it's not really worth that. I also added a little bit more of the really dark brown. So now I'm going to be going with this brush, the M573 that I was using in the very beginning, and I'm going to go in with the two tan colors from the very beginning, and I'm going to just quickly do my under eye, my lower lash line. Okay, sorry, there's totally an eyelash in my eye right now, but the show must go on, so let's go. So I'm going to be taking those two tan colors, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other eye. Now that I have that tan color under my eye, I'm going to be taking this brush right here, which is the M432 brush, and it's a very flat brush, which is what I need for this next step. So you're just going to take it and you're going to tight line. Just right there. So now that I've tight lined it, I'm going to be moving on. So for this next step, I'm actually not going to be using a Morphe product. I'm going to go in with a shimmer, or a loose glitter. It is not here. Where'd it go? Literally. Where did it go? Found it. Okay, so this is not from Morphe, but I really want to use this. I just got it. It's like a bronzy gold pigment, and it is from Metalist Sparkling Foiled Pigment. There's no shade name. I'm sorry. Ooh. So I'm going to be taking the brush that I used for my eye primer, and I'm going to wipe it off. Any packer brush will do. I'm actually liking how this is blending better with my finger, so I am going to use my finger instead. As you can see, there is fallout. It shouldn't mess up your makeup if you just do it quick, like that. There you go. See? No mess up. So I'm actually liking how it's working on my finger a lot better, and you can see she's pigmented. So I'm going to just pat it on my eye. So now I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other eye. Also, to get rid of some fallout, you could just grab some more translucent powder and take it on a brush, and then that should help take it away too. as well, because I know sometimes it's really annoying when you do good on your base and then you get fallout. I feel you, girl. Been there. So now that that is done, I'm going to be taking the brush that I did in my crease really tight, and I'm going to be just reinforcing it. Nothing's on the brush. Just reinforcing it. There we go. And then, perfect. So that is the eye look. So now I am going to move on to my brows. I'm going to be going in with the same brow pencil that I always use, the L'Oreal brow pencil in Brow Stylist Definer in Brunette, and I am going to quickly do my brows. Okay, so now that my brows are all done, I'm going to be moving on to blush. So I'm going to take this new blush palette that I just bought from Ulta, but Morphe, and we're going to look at the shades and see which one we want to use today. I fell in love with this blush palette in the store. Once again, their packaging is so pristine looking. I love it. And you can also now brush away this bake. Okay, so this has a decent amount of shades. Oh, let's get rid of this plastic thing. This has a decent amount of shades in it. I'm going to be taking the color Sweet. I'm going to be taking the color Sweet right on the apples of my cheeks. I'm going to be using the blush brush, the M530. I'm going in. I don't know how pigmented it is. We're going to start small and just put it on the apples of my cheeks. Perfect. So now that I'm done with blush, I'm going to be moving on to highlighter, but before highlighter, I'm going to spray my face to make the highlighter more intense, because I want an intense highlighter today. So we're going to spray my face with the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray, or Setting Mist. Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. We're going to spray all over my face. I have a lot of powder on my face, so I'm going to spray a lot to really lock it on, to really lock it all in, but to also melt the powders together, because there's so many on my face right now. Also, if you've seen my hand, I don't really know if you can, but I was swatching a lot today, so that's what all that is. My hair is literally wet from that setting spray. I'm going to be going in with the new highlighter I just bought. So first, I'm going to be taking this brush, which is the E36. I'm going to be wiping it on a tissue just to make sure there's no pigment on it. And I'm going to be going in with my new highlighter. This is the Morphe highlighter in Blend the Rules. Such a cute name for a highlighter. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I told you the blush palette name. This is the blush palette Warm Master. I forgot to tell you the name. I'm so sorry. So this is Blend the Rules highlighter in shade Extra. I'm extra, sis, so love that. Okay, so we're going to open this up. She looks very pigmented. She looks so pretty. So I'm going to be taking this brush today, which is the M501. It's shedding. Okay. I'm going to be taking this highlighter and putting it on my cheekbones. Ooh. That's pretty good, sis. Ooh, yeah, I really like this highlighter. This highlighter looks like it's in my skin, which I really like about highlighters, certain highlighters, because it looks like it's like my natural glow, which I love. I'm going to be putting a lot of this on, as you can probably tell. I love highlighter. That's my favorite step ever. So I'm going to be taking it on the nose. Like, it looks wet. Oh, yes, sis. Okay. Cupid's bow. You can't see my collarbones today. You know what? I'll do them anyway, just in case. Oh my god. Wow, this is one of my new favorites now. I do highlight a little bit above the brow, just so when it catches the light right there, you look real snazzy. Did I say snazzy? Am I living in the 50s? Okay, anyway, I really like to pop out my collarbones. I think they're really beautiful when they're highlighted. So now I'm going to be going in with mascara. I'm going to quickly coat my lashes with the Falsies Push-Up Drama. Just quickly. So I'm going to quickly put on lashes and I'll be right back. But I want to show you what lashes I'm using first. I'm using Lily lashes in Mykonos. So beautiful. Like, these lashes are stunning. Like, I love them. They are absolutely amazing lashes. So I'm going to be applying these off camera and I will be right back. So now that my lashes are on, I'm going to be moving on to lips, and that is the last step. So I'm going to be applying the Candy K Liquid Lip by Kylie, of course, all over. And for the very last step, I'm going to be taking this new lip gloss that I just bought in shade Shimmy from Morphe, and I am going to apply that right over top of my liquid lip. It's a very pretty peachy shade. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is the completed look. I hope you guys like it. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. Hit that bell button if you want to be notified when I post a video. Hit that thumbs up button if you liked it and if you want to see more of me. I am here every single Tuesday, so tune in every single Tuesday. In the description bar down below, I will have my website linked and every product that I used today in this video and my social medias. Go follow me. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.